homelessness. I bet I can read your mind. I bet I can guess exactly what you're thinking. Don't believe me? Let's try something. We're a group of people that have all experienced homelessness. With help of itvfixers, we have made this docudrama to highlight important issues within the homeless system
and to show you, through drama scenes, what it's actually like to be another face in the crowd.
I can smell economists from downstairs in the office.
Being homeless is not the end of the world, and we really want to show you that you can come out in a better place. I bet you think of someone sleeping rough on the streets, someone sitting in a doorway with a dirty blanket, or someone hassling you for spare change. Am I right? What you probably don't know is that although it does happen, most people who are homeless don't sleep out on the streets.
What you probably don't know is that it could be you. In 2003, the government even said the vast majority of homeless people are actually families, or single people who are not literally sleeping on the streets, but live with relatives and friends or in temporary accommodation.
My name's Stephen Hagar, I'm 21 and I'm from Wallsend, North Tyneside. My mum and dad split up when I was 7 and I went to live with my dad and then he passed away. So I went to live with my nan and granddad and then we didn't get on. So I went to live with my sister. I got kicked out. I was in a direct access unit for men and it had I was 16 at the time and it had paedophiles in there, murderers that have just came out of prison and that. And I didn't feel safe there at all. It feels like you're just in this hole and you can't get out because you're getting passed about different places.
Is that you blasting our music?
Nah, it's him, man, next door.
Next door, is it?
Aye. Fucking hell, man. Thinks it's me as well. Playing fucking music like that.
How I open the door?
Fuck off!
You're taking the piss. I've got work in the morning. You're trying to give a fuck. Why do you look good?
I must stop it now. I can't believe this. Man, what are you doing now, man? I'm not stopping here.
My name's Jasmine Harris, I'm 19 and I'm from Newcastle. Well, I moved into a hostel when I was 16. I was there for a year. It was going well so far until I got into drugs and stuff. The main problems when you're living in a hostel, it's if you're not working, then it's great because you pay £6 a week rent. So that's one of the financial things. If you are working, it's £95 a week, and that's quite cheap for a hostel. I was working 12 to 14 hours a day just to try and pay my rent. So when I did go back, I was just getting wrecked.
Well, I got found intentionally homeless, which is the council don't hold a duty, and it's just really hard because you getting into wrong crowds. So you start drugs, alcohol and everything like that, so you're just getting into that vicious circle. The system needs to focus that 16 to 18 are priority. Even if they are found intentionally homeless, they're still vulnerable at that age. Like me, I fell into the drug, taking drugs and that, which I regret doing now. The way that you're feeling, you just feel like you can't get out of it, and you actually do need someone like a support worker to actually say you're worth more than this.
Right, son, come in.
Right?
How you doing, son?
Fucking shut up. Yeah, let's move down to move five days now.
Stoned him.
Come on, down it. Hey! Finish off, one. Keep the smoking for as long as you can, man. Get some tillies as well, Lou, if you can. Alright, keep going. Another one. Oh, it's a puff. Oh, yeah. Spray the fucking air freshener.
Right, what's going on in here? Do you think I'm stupid, eh? I can smell the cannabis from downstairs in the office. And what the earth have you done to him? He's just new.
Yeah, man.
He's tired, man. He's asleep.
He's allowed to run for this, mate. In fact, I'm nearly full of cannabis. That's it. All down the office. I want he's in there getting warned. And it'll be written warned.
Whatever, man.
I want to make fucking final warning, me, man. Like
You what?
be.
I'll be. Put the rap on him.
Exactly.
Wake him up.
Wake him up.
Wake him up. Yeah, wake up, man.
Yeah, what he's looking at me for?
Yeah, I'm on my final warning. You're going to have to take the blame for this, like.
You need to take a rap for this, like, because we're all on final
Exactly.
one.
That's gonna happen to me if I do.
Well, nothing.
You've not been warned.
Do you want to be
I
one
read the fucking signs. What did he say?
Right.
Fucking cross on me, you daft
Whoa.
man. I'll fucking slit your throat so hard you'll be shit my fucking fist for a month.
Whoa, whoa.
Are your
Aye.
glasses in?
You what?
Are your glasses in?
Nah.
Are you gonna take the blame?
Aye, I will.
Good
Good
lad.
lad, well done that, man.
Ah, sorry, no
You
fucking
need to
respect
calm
that,
down,
mate.
Jimmy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Saying no fucking respect, sir.
You'll take the blame, you'll be one of the boys, you know.
Fucking respect, son.
I'm James Armstrong, I'm 18, I'm from Newcastle. I was 16 when I became homeless. Obviously I had a lot of difficulty at home, it became unbearable. So I lived in various friends' houses, you know, sofa surfing, till I got kicked out of my last mate's house. I went to the Housing Advice Centre, and that's when I became homeless in the system. So from there I went into emergency accommodation for which was only about 2 weeks, and from there I went into a hostel for 6 months. The major difficulty when I was in the hostels was the fact that I was working at the time, and I was earning £120 a week on an apprenticeship, and it was £95 a week accommodation to live there, which doesn't leave us very much to sort of support myself. Other people who were in there weren't working, and they didn't want to work, or they told us that themselves, and then preferred to get money from benefits and spend it on drugs and happily do that and laugh at me going to work every day and coming back struggling. It gave me no incentive to want to work, and it made me feel that I wanted to quit my job and sort of join them. Yeah, well, it does seem like the system is penalising people who are working in a homeless situation, especially when you're young, because there was activities that were going on in the place. You know, you could go whitewater rafting, you could have boxing lessons, you could do many things, but because I was working, I wasn't eligible, which I found very unfortunate.
I think about lots of times, like if I didn't have a support worker, where I would be, and I just picture myself in a gutter somewhere, like or on the streets full of heroin or something, you know.
But I think the first thing that sort of hits you when you become homeless is the loneliness. You know, you don't know who to turn to, you just don't know where to go really. In hostels and stuff, it's more like the sort of environment that gets created, like a peer pressure environment. It's that real sort of macho atmosphere, you know. And I think without good staff or without good influences in your life in them places, it's hard for you to see above that and want to get out of that sort of situation.
Good support workers are hard to find, because a lot now it's a job. They go in, they get the salary, that's it. Whereas you get like some people who are really passionate about their work and like really want to help young people.
I'm Gemma Shield, and I work as the City Council's temporary accommodation manager. I think for 16, 17-year-old to end up in supported housing project or hostel, it's a really, really critical time, and unless they've got the right support, they've got a good relationship with their social worker, support worker, then it all rests on that. That person needs to be able to have empathy for the young person, needs to be able to inspire them a little bit and be a good role model.
The difficulty is just believing in yourself and believing that you're not, below society when you're in them places. I had a really, really good support worker when I was staying there, and she's made me see that the sort of life I was living was no good, and sort of that she saw something in us that I wanted to do well in life, and she sort of latched onto that and made us pursue that. I think it's really important that everybody should have that kind of support, because if people don't, they can feel down on themselves, have nobody to tell them that they're doing well, and they just get this really bad feeling about themselves that they're nothing in society, and they can just spiral out of control.
I've got a very wide imagination, so like I try to imagine what it would have been like if I wasn't homeless. But sometimes like I think my life's better because it's made us stronger, and it's made us like understand a lot more about young people and what young people need and want.
People can overcome anything that's in a hostel. It's not always a bad experience.
Without living in a hostel, I wouldn't have been able to have my flat, which has changed my outlook on life. But without the support in having that experience, I wouldn't be where I am today.
This time last year I was in a hostel with little hope. Now a year later I have my own flat and I'm at uni studying television and media. I couldn't have got here without strength, determination and most importantly good support.
I now work for Bernardo's because I want to help people who have been in my situation and try and prevent it.
At the moment, I'm currently studying sports science at Newcastle College.
There are still young people out there who didn't get good support and are still struggling in the vicious homeless cycle. We got through the system with our determination and strength. But not everyone has a fairy tale ending. The homelessness system needs to be improved. So what can you do about it?
There's still no homes for our own people. What happened to Golden Ground? Making it equal 750 mil. That's a lot of money not to spend on our own. It's not funny them the top accommodations while we're on the streets are all goddamn people struggling to live and eat. But does anybody care? Well, not many do. There's 1.8 million people on the homeless. We need two.
When we go down the job centre, I know the rule. Help us find a job and sign us on the door. I'm in the freezing cold and I'm skating again. I've told them all, but they think it's a game. They waste my time because they're incompetent. How's it supposed to help my self-confidence to find work? Or rather training, but I'm outside and it's raining.
Yo, this is how we do it, yeah? So better listen, check. Yo, criminal king with the AK-47. I can do this thing till 24/7 and fun. You just sit in me charm, make you sweat when it's cold, change your body temperature. When you see me when the mic, don't be acting silly, cause I know my